Now we're ready to add the last piece of the SK process, kinesiology, or muscle testing. It's easiest for most people to start with two people. Have the receiver extend one arm out to the side with the palm facing down. The provider stands either in front or back and places one hand lightly on the extended arm just above the wrist. To test, the receiver repeats a statement. Then the provider tests the strength of the arm. A positive response produces a strong muscle, and a negative response produces a weak muscle. As you will see by our examples, you can also do this sitting down. Here's how you do muscle testing with two hands. You take one hand and make a circle like this, and then you take another hand like a lever and put it in between. If your circle locks when you try to open your lever, that means you have a yes or positive statement. If it goes open, that means it's a weak or negative statement, like this. Here's how you do it with one hand. You take your index finger and you put it on top of your middle finger. And the middle finger is like the arm extended in the previous example. And if it tests strong and locks, you have a strong or yes answer. If it goes weak or goes down, you have a weak answer or a no, like this.
Here's an example of muscle testing with Phillip and Juanita. In this and all of the other demonstrations on these tapes, we've already completed the centering process mentioned earlier. With Juanita, Phillip will also show how negative energy from others affects us and how you can override these influences with a soulful guiding thought.
So we're here with Juanita. We want to check out the muscle testing, learn a little bit about you and how the process works. So we'll first test you for your name, and if you put your arm out, we'll do some muscle testing on that. That's good. So say, my name is Juanita.
My name is Juanita.
And resist. And it's strong. That means it's true. Now say, my name is Joe.
My name is Joe.
And resist. And that means it's weak, so your name is Juanita.
Okay.
We have that. Now we're going to find something a little more interesting besides your name.
Okay.
And let's see how you are about your job. We'll test you for your job. And so we'll arm test again. If you put your arm out and say, I like my job.
I like my job.
And now resist. So it's weak again. So that means you can put your arm down. That means you don't like your job too much. Is that?
But I guess there are aspects about it.
There's parts of it, yeah. And that's actually very common. John Diamond tested many people for I like my job, and 90% of the people were weak for testing for their job.
Okay.
Now we're going to take this another step further, and with our group here of people that we know and some clients and friends, we're going to show how the energy field works. And this time we're going to have them just think of negative thoughts about you, just for the sake of the experiment, of course.
All right.
And if everyone in the audience could now just kind of have some, maybe think of Juanita being weak in some way. And now we're going to arm test and resist. Ooh. And it's quite weak.
Wow.
Now we're going to show you how you can, this is a very interesting concept called the guiding thought.
Okay.
And we had talked about that. If you have some thought that's very powerful for you, which gets you centered and gives you a purpose in life, it has a tremendous effect on your energy and how you relate to things, even if people think negative things towards you.
Yeah.
And could you express, how would that be, that guiding thought for you? How could you put it?
Just thoughts of spirituality and being connected to the earth and connected to people. And that really energizes me, I think.
Okay, so it's connecting with your spiritual purpose. Is that
Yes.
accurate? All right. So now we're going to test again for your energy. And I want everyone to do the same thing, thinking negatively toward her. And you're thinking about your spiritual purpose, that guiding thought you just expressed, okay?
Yes.
So you can do your arm test. And now everyone think the same thoughts. And you're thinking, now resist. It's strong.
Okay. Well, that worked.
How is that different with when you were focused on your spiritual thought than before?
That same loving, energized feeling. And I did feel stronger.
Did you sense people sending you negative energy at all, or?
I must have.
But it still didn't cause the weakness as it did the time before?
No, it didn't, because my own thoughts about grounding that I've learned just didn't let any of that in, and I was just sending love to everybody. So.
That's great, and if you use that in your daily life, you can have really great results.
Yes, like at the airport. Millions of people.
Okay, that was a time where you could use it.
Yes.
One of many times. Great.
Absolutely.
Well, just to complete this, let's have everyone think of some positive thoughts if we can get the positive energy, because we do want to end it on a totally up note. And so if everyone thinks of a positive thought toward Juanita, and that's good. And now let's just arm test again.
Okay.
And now resist. And it's again strong.
Yes, I felt the love.
Juanita's example showed the power of focusing on your spiritual purpose. Getting through to your soul helps you to make this purpose a reality. This example shows how focusing on your soul's desires can bring balance and inner strength.
Next, we will show you how to use a very versatile tool called the Current Lessons Checklist. Like the other checklists we will demonstrate in videos part 2 and 3, using this tool is a great way to increase your awareness. The Current Lessons Checklist helps to identify where your current lessons are creating blockages so that you can release the imbalances with spiritual kinesiology. You can focus on an imbalance in your energy system or an issue you want to clear. Begin with the words focus on and then fill in the area where you want to concentrate. You can focus on energy imbalances related to your physical survival, sexuality, power, and so on. You can also focus on current lessons about other aspects of your reality, such as reaching out or moving forward, being grounded, and so on. When your system is in balance, the muscle response is strong. Where there is a blockage, the muscle response is weak. You can use this checklist anytime to locate general blockages or to help you to deal with a specific issue. Now we will see how Jane uses this checklist to help Terry. Notice that Terry's arm only moves down slightly when testing weak. In some people, or for some issues, the muscle movement is subtle.
Terry, now we're going to look at your energy system with the Current Lessons Checklist. And what it does is it goes through all the different levels and helps to determine where you have imbalances, and then we can bring it back into balance if we find something.
That'd be great.
Okay, so I'll set this over here, and we'll start with some muscle testing, and I'm just going to have you focus on different aspects of your life.
Okay.
Okay, so if you'll hold your arm out. Just to confirm that you're testing well, why don't we start with, I am Terry.
I am Terry.
And resist. Okay, say, I am Guinevere.
I am Genevieve.
And resist. Okay, you're not. That's good. Okay, so now focus on your physical survival. And resist. Okay, that's good and strong. Focus on your emotions. And resist. Okay, that's strong. Focus on your sexuality and resist. Strong. Focus on your power in the world and resist. A little. Let's try that again. Focus on your power in the world and resist. Well, a little weak. Did you feel like there was a little?
I felt weak there.
Yeah, it's hard to say exactly. Okay, focus on unconditional love and resist. Okay, yeah, that is much stronger. Okay. Focus on communication and resist. Okay. Focus on your creativity and resist. A little weak there too. Okay. Focus on your vision and resist. Okay. Focus on your inner knowing and resist. Okay. Focus on your sense of wholeness and unity and resist. Okay, that's good. So we had a couple things there. We had your power in the world and your creativity. That seemed a little weaker. When you think about those, does that bring anything to mind that might be happening?
Well, power in the world, I think that in my job situation that I'm probably powerless.
You feel powerless at your job?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And why is that?
Oh, it's basically, it's not challenging. It's not near as challenging as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel challenged.
To you, how does that relate to power?
Basically, it keeps me feeling powerless to invoke change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to keep up with the ongoing things of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a stagnation.
If you focus on that sense of powerless now, or powerlessness, how strong is that to you?
I'd say it's about a 5.5 or a 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so would you like to do the reframing and anchoring to
Sure,
release?
I'd like to remove that.
All right, so continue to focus on that powerlessness. And we'll anchor that on your shoulder. Okay, and now imagine just setting that aside for a moment and bring in some of your own soul's energy, focusing on it in your heart. And then bringing the light down from your spiritual source and bring it through your head. The perfect light and energy to balance this. And bring it through your body and surround yourself with it. Allowing you to feel good and strong and healthy. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels wonderful.
Okay, so we'll anchor that here and make it even stronger as we anchor it. Okay, and now just think about nothing for a moment. We'll collapse that. Okay, now how does it feel?
It's reduced down to probably 1 or less, I would say. It's the feeling that it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that there's life beyond work, and so I don't have to concentrate on it.
So do you think it's still releasing? Maybe I should just do a little finger rolling while you're talking about it. And see
Yeah,
if
it's
we
just
can get rid
that,
of it.
yeah, it feels like it's not static anymore in the system. It's
Yeah.
just it's like an interference that is dissipating.
Yeah. And so in relation to stagnation then in your life, how do you relate to that now?
And I feel like I can move forward, that's not holding me back. That, you know, I can move, that is not an anchoring part.
Good.
I don't think I'll run out and quit my job tomorrow, but
No, right.
I don't think that it's going to keep me back, hold me back
Right.
from pursuing other goals in my life.
Good. Now is there any left at all now that after the talking about it?
No, I feel really good about it.
Good. Well, that's great. Do you think that was related to your creativity too, or do you think that might be a separate
I
thing?
think that might be related to it.
That was kind of what I sensed.
Yeah,
too.
that I'm not challenged, so I don't have the ability to be creative. Is how I feel.
And another way to look at that is that you might want to try to incorporate things in your life that would be
Yes.
more creative to fulfill that part more even.
Yeah.
Too. So good. Well, why don't we test it again and see how you are now?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so think about your power in the world and resist. That's very strong. Okay, and now think about your creativity and resist. Okay, that's strong too.
Feels much better.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Muscle testing pinpointed Terry's current lesson, the stagnation he experienced from his job. Through spiritual kinesiology, Terry got in touch with his creativity to help him move forward in life and fulfill his potential. Jane confirmed the results by repeating the muscle testing. Also, several areas may originally test weak, and then after one process, more than one area may be strengthened, since they are interconnected.